There's a desert town in America where the average resident is older than the palm trees, and somehow they're living longer than the national average. But here's the twist. These aren't dusty, forgotten outposts where tumbleweeds outnumber people. They're vibrant, colorful communities filled with art galleries, golf carts, farmers markets, and sunsets so beautiful you'll wonder if someone painted the sky. You're not supposed to know about them. The locals like keeping their little oases quiet, and most travel guides skip right over them. Stick around, because number 3 might just convince you to sell your snow shovel, pack up, and move to the middle of the sand. Tucked away in the Mule Mountains, Bisbee is the kind of desert town that feels like it was dreamed up by a novelist with a thing for color. Once a booming copper mining hub, it's now an artsy haven where retirees swap snowstorms for sunshine, and mornings start with strong coffee at a corner café you'll know by name in a week. Picture this: pastel-painted houses clinging to steep hillsides, narrow streets winding like a European village, and shop windows overflowing with everything from hand-woven textiles to surreal sculptures. Winters here are mild, the air is crisp, and you can spend an afternoon strolling the historic district without seeing a single chain store sign. And when the sun sets, the mountains catch fire in shades of gold and rose, the kind of view you'll want to photograph every day. Practical perks: the crime rate is comfortably low, the climate averages around 70 degrees in winter, and the cost of living is surprisingly reasonable for a place with this much charm. But fair warning, Bisbee is not flat. The staircases between streets are legendary, so much so that the town holds an annual stair climb race. Your calves will get in shape whether you want them to or not. The trade-off? You get history, art, mild weather, and a warm, tight-knit community. But you might need to upgrade your walking shoes before moving in. And if you think Bisbee's colorful charm is unique, wait until number 2, a New Mexico town where life revolves around a 150-year-old plaza, and the locals will know your name before your mail even gets forwarded. If you've ever wanted to retire somewhere that feels like stepping straight into a living history book, Mesilla might be your dream address. Just outside Las Cruces, this small adobe town has been standing for more than 150 years, and it hasn't lost its sense of place. The heart of it all is the historic plaza, framed by sun-baked adobe buildings, wrought iron balconies, and a church steeple that's watched centuries of sunsets. Picture warm desert air carrying the scent of fresh tortillas from the local café. Artisans selling hand-tooled leather goods under shady portals, and neighbors greeting each other like it's been years since they last met, even if it's just been a few hours. Winters are pleasantly mild, the pace of life is unhurried, and most evenings are quiet enough to hear the distant chime of the church bell. For retirees, Mesilla offers more than charm. The cost of living is lower than the national average, crime rates are modest, and the climate spares you from both snow shovels and heavy coats. You're close enough to Las Cruces for modern conveniences, but far enough to feel like you're in your own world. The trade-off? In a town this small, privacy is optional. Expect the local baker to remember your order and also to know when your cousin from Phoenix is visiting. But if community connection is what you're after, that's not a downside at all. And if you think Mesilla's old-world charm is captivating, wait until number 3, where the desert sky is so dark you can see the Milky Way from your porch, but the nearest supermarket might be an hour away. If you've ever dreamed of living somewhere where the night sky looks like a planetarium show, Borrego Springs might be calling your name. Tucked in the heart of Anza Borrego Desert State Park, this small desert town is officially a dark sky community, meaning streetlights are few, stars are many, and you can spot the Milky Way from your backyard. By day, the scenery is just as jaw-dropping, sprawling desert landscapes dotted with towering ocotillo plants, rugged mountains framing the horizon, and over 130 giant metal sculptures scattered around town, everything from dinosaurs to giant serpents, giving the whole place a whimsical, almost surreal feel. Winters are sunny and mild, perfect for golf, hiking, or simply sipping coffee while the morning sun turns the sand golden. Practical perks? The crime rate here is low, traffic is non-existent, there aren't even traffic lights, and you're surrounded by one of the most beautiful state parks in the country. Housing costs are generally lower than California's coastal towns, and the community has a relaxed, welcoming vibe that makes newcomers feel like they've been here forever. But there's a trade-off, and it's a big one. Grocery stores and major shopping options are limited, so unless you're content with the basics, you'll be making longer trips to stock up. It's the kind of place where convenience bows to beauty, and that's exactly why many retirees love it. If you think stargazing and serenity sound perfect, wait until number 4, a desert town with hot springs so famous they renamed the entire place after a radio game show. Yes, that's the real name. And yes, it has a story. Back in 1950, the town agreed to rename itself after a popular radio game show in exchange for hosting the program's anniversary broadcast. The name stuck, and so did its quirky charm. Today, T or C, as locals call it, is best known for its natural hot springs, soothing mineral pools tucked into retro motels, boutique spas, and riverside resorts. Picture yourself soaking under the stars in steaming water that's been bubbling up from the earth for centuries, the cool desert air brushing your face while the Rio Grande flows quietly nearby. The winters here are mild, the sunsets are fire-orange masterpieces, and the pace of life moves at exactly the speed you want it to. For retirees, T or C offers a rare blend of affordability and relaxation. The cost of living is well below the national average, homes are modestly priced, and the community is tight-knit without being intrusive. You'll find local cafes, quirky art galleries, and small-town festivals that make you feel like you've stumbled into a hidden world. The trade-off? This is not a place for big city conveniences. The nearest major shopping or medical centers are a bit of a drive, and if you like anonymity, you might struggle here. And yes, you will explain the town's name to every single out-of-towner you meet. If you think that's unusual, just wait for number 5, a sun-drenched Arizona town built almost entirely for retirees, where the golf carts might outnumber the sedans. Green Valley isn't just retiree-friendly, it's practically a retirement paradise by design. Located about 20 miles south of Tucson, this sunny desert town is made up of a network of age-restricted communities, each with its own clubhouses, swimming pools, and more social activities than a college campus. Here, your neighbors might invite you to join a pickleball tournament before you've even unpacked. Imagine warm winter mornings spent teeing off on one of the area's many golf courses, afternoons lounging by the pool with mountain views in the distance, and evenings at potluck dinners where everyone actually shows up on time. The climate is dry and comfortable in winter, with January highs in the 60s, perfect for an active outdoor lifestyle without the chill of northern states. From a practical standpoint, Green Valley scores well. Crime rates are low, healthcare access is strong thanks to nearby Tucson, and the cost of living is reasonable compared to many other retirement hotspots. Median home prices hover well below the national average for sunny, amenity-packed towns. But here's the trade-off. This is very much a retirement-focused community. If you're looking for nightlife, young crowds, or a fast-paced environment, you won't find it here. Even the busiest evenings tend to wrap up before 9 p.m., and your grandkids might need some creative entertainment options when they visit. If you think that sounds like the perfect slow-paced escape, wait until number 6, a rugged Texas town where desert sunsets meet starry nights, and the nearest Costco might as well be in another time zone. Alpine is the kind of place that makes you forget you even own a watch. Tucked into the high desert of West Texas, it's surrounded by the Chihuahuan Desert's sweeping beauty, with the Davis Mountains rising in the distance. It's the gateway to Big Bend National Park, which means your weekend backyard hikes could include canyons, desert plains, and night skies so clear they'll make you question if you've ever truly seen stars before. A typical day in Alpine might start with breakfast at a mom-and-pop cafe on Holland Avenue, followed by browsing local art galleries, then catching a sunset that lights the entire desert in shades of coral and gold. Winters are crisp but not harsh, and summer nights are cooler than you'd expect for a desert town, thanks to its 4,500-foot elevation. For retirees, Alpine offers a laid-back lifestyle with low crime, a reasonable cost of living, and a strong sense of community. People here know their neighbors, and you'll likely be on a first-name basis with your barista within a week. There's also a creative streak. Sul Ross State University brings cultural events, lectures, and a surprising art scene for a town this size. The trade-off? Remote means remote. The nearest Costco is 200 miles away in El Paso, and you'll need to plan grocery runs and big purchases like you're prepping for a desert expedition. But for those who value peace, space, and scenery over convenience, Alpine is worth every mile. And if you think that's remote, wait until number 7, a sun-soaked Arizona town where cowboy culture is alive and well, and you might hear more about cattle roping than the latest Netflix show. Wickenburg calls itself the team roping capital of the world. And they're not kidding. If you retire here, you'll quickly learn the difference between a lasso and a loop, whether you want to or not. Located northwest of Phoenix, this sunny desert town blends Old West charm with modern comfort, making it a popular choice for retirees who like their peace and quiet with a side of cowboy culture. Picture a stroll down the historic district's Frontier Street, lined with art galleries, antique shops, and cafes that still feel like community gathering spots. The air is warm and dry, winters are mild, and the sunsets paint the sky in deep orange and purple hues. And while horses are a common sight, you're just close enough to Phoenix for big city amenities when you need them, about an hour's drive. For retirees, Wickenburg offers low crime rates, plenty of sunshine, and a strong sense of neighborly connection. Median home prices are reasonable compared to other Arizona retirement towns, and there's no shortage of activities, from horseback riding and hiking to arts festivals and museum tours. The trade-off? You'll hear a lot more about rodeos than nightlife, and late night here usually means 9 p.m. sharp. If you're looking for trendy restaurants or bustling entertainment districts, you might find yourself heading into Phoenix more often than you think. If that sounds like your kind of quiet, wait until number 8, a desert adventure hub in Utah where the scenery looks like it was built for a movie, but the tourist crowds can be a whole plot twist of their own. Moab isn't just a desert town, it's a front-row seat to some of the most breathtaking landscapes in America. Nestled between Arches and Canyonlands National Parks, this small Utah community is surrounded by towering red rock cliffs, sandstone arches, and wide-open skies that seem to stretch forever. For retirees with an adventurous streak, it's paradise. Hiking, biking, rafting, and scenic drives are all right outside your door. A typical day here might start with coffee at a Main Street cafe, while watching the morning light turn the cliffs a glowing orange. Then, you could take a short drive to see Delicate Arch in person, explore a canyon on foot, or simply sit on your porch and watch the desert's colors shift through the day. Winters are generally mild, and the dry climate is easy on the joints, a big plus for anyone leaving behind snow shovels and icy sidewalks. From a practical perspective, Moab has a small-town feel with decent amenities, a handful of grocery stores, a vibrant art scene, and plenty of locally owned shops. Crime rates are low, and the sense of safety is strong. The trade-off? Tourism. In peak season, the population swells dramatically, and you might find yourself waiting for a table at your favorite diner behind a line of out-of-towners in hiking boots. Prices on certain goods can spike, and quiet trails can become Instagram hotspots. Still, for those willing to share their town with visitors, Moab offers an unmatched blend of natural beauty and peaceful living. If you think tourists are a challenge, wait until number 9, a New Mexico town where art, history, and mountain views make every day magical, but shopping options are as limited as the speed limit on Main Street. Silver City is where desert calm meets mountain charm. Perched at the edge of the Gila National Forest, this historic town has a colorful past rooted in mining, but today it's better known for its thriving arts scene and welcoming community. Retirees come here for the climate, mild winters, warm but manageable summers, and stay for the culture and scenery. Picture a morning stroll through the historic downtown, past restored 19th century buildings painted in warm desert hues. Local galleries showcase everything from contemporary sculptures to Native American pottery, and cafes hum with the sound of friendly chatter. Just beyond town, hiking trails wind through juniper-covered hills, and the Gila cliff dwellings offer a glimpse into ancient history. For retirees, Silver City delivers an attractive mix of affordability and livability. The cost of living is well below the national average, crime rates are low, and the slower pace makes it easy to settle into a relaxed daily rhythm. The town also has a surprisingly strong calendar of festivals and events, from music and film festivals to farmers markets filled with fresh produce. The trade-off? Shopping and services are limited. While you'll find charming boutiques and essentials in town, big box stores and specialty healthcare mean a drive to larger cities. But for many, that's a small price to pay for peace, charm, and a rich cultural life in the high desert. If you think Silver City sounds idyllic, wait until number 10, a Utah town where red rock cliffs frame nearly every street. Sunshine is the norm, and summer heat will test the stickiness of your flip-flops. St. George is a sun-soaked gem tucked into the red rock canyons of southwestern Utah, where the desert meets luxury living. With over 300 days of sunshine a year, it's no wonder retirees are flocking here. Mornings can be spent golfing against a backdrop of towering sandstone cliffs, afternoons hiking in nearby Snow Canyon State Park, and evenings watching the sunset turn the rocks into glowing embers. The climate is one of St. George's biggest draws. Winters are mild enough for year-round outdoor activities, and spring and fall bring postcard-perfect weather. The city offers excellent healthcare facilities, a growing arts and dining scene, and plenty of shopping, all while keeping crime rates low and the community feels strong. Median home prices are higher than some desert towns, but still reasonable compared to other sunny retirement hotspots, especially when you factor in the scenery. But here's the trade-off. Summer. Daytime temperatures can soar well into the triple digits, and the pavement can get hot enough to turn your flip-flops into glue. Locals adapt by shifting outdoor activities to early morning or evening, and by treating air conditioning like an essential utility. The upside? You get safety, beauty, and a vibrant community with all the amenities you could want, plus a backyard that looks like a national park. And if you think St. George is spectacular, there's a desert town out there so committed to its small town charm it bans all chain stores. But that's a story for another video. So, which of these desert gems would you actually pack up and move to? The artsy mountain hideaway or the golf cart capital of Arizona? Drop your choice in the comments, and if you've been to any of these towns, tell us what the locals really think of newcomers. Share this with the friend who's totally going to retire someday, but still has no idea where, and hit subscribe so you don't miss the next list of towns the travel guides keep conveniently forgetting to mention.